The strike, organized by the Solidarity of Individual Farmers, will begin with the blockade of all Polish border crossings with Ukraine, as well as roads and highways in individual provinces. There is no agreement on the implementation of the European Green Deal, the EU's farm-to-table strategy, and the European Union's common agricultural policy as proposed. The Polish government must have a clear plan for agricultural production, the profitability of production, the reconstruction of Polish processing, and Polish trade. This is what we will fight for until it happens. On roads and highways, wherever it is possible for farmers to gather and say firm no regarding the influx of goods from Ukraine and not knowing how many of these goods are coming in, because no one wants to give us this information. The European Union intends to extend its trade agreement with Ukraine until June 2025. We are in favor of transit. This is something we don't want to block in some way. But imports, no. The production of grain, rapeseed, and other crops in Ukraine uses plant protection products that are unacceptable in the European Union. The European Union-Ukraine trade agreement adopted import limits. They will be in effect from June 5th for the whole year. However, they will be ineffective. The problem is that the quotas will be set based on imports of products from Ukraine over the past 2 years. EU Agriculture Commissioner Janusz Wojciechowski has proposed not the last 2, but the last 3 years, starting in 2021. This minor change could determine the effectiveness of the limits. The year 2022 is at the level of around 180,000 tons, and the year 2021 was 22,000 tons. So you can see for yourself the scale of how big it is. The cessation of overly large imports that goes over 300,000 tons will not occur until June, while an infinite amount of grain from Ukraine may enter by June, and we have no way to react. The agricultural objection also relates to the assumptions of the EU's Green Deal. The EU wants 4% of arable land to be subject to fallowing. Moreover, as part of nature restoration, some of the fields used by Polish farmers would become flooded. In Poland, this is over 400,000 hectares of land. Farmers do not agree to the withdrawal of crop protection products and to keeping catch crops until spring. Politicians who rule the European Union, such as Germans who set the tone for the different policies, want to import food from Ukraine, South America, New Zealand, and other regions of the world, thus leading to the destruction of our own agriculture, while importing food created in much worse conditions. Dissatisfaction with Brussels' policies is being expressed by farmers across the European Union. Germany, France, Italy, Ireland, among others, are protesting. Yesterday, while the European Council summit was underway, more than 1,000 machines blocked the center of the Belgian capital. The EU's bureaucrats have led to absurdities in agricultural policy, as can be clearly seen when confronted with Ukraine's export of agricultural commodities. Our farmers have a series of restrictions, which raises costs, while Ukrainian oligarchs, functioning without this, can make money on the Europeans, who, after all, supposedly have their agriculture. The trade agreement between the European Union and Ukraine must now be approved by member states and the European Parliament.